Welcome back to the show. Now, massage parlors doubling up as brothels is a common phenomenon. But in the latest development, prostitution in Chennai has now gone mobile. 20 arrests have been made within the space of 24 hours. Police have linked the recent death of a Telugu soap actress in a resort to flesh trade. The police has assured that the hunt for such prostitution rackets is now on. Salim reports.
These 5 men were the latest catch in the police's dragnet. 7 women who were arrested alongside were sent to the rehabilitation home in Mylapore while the men are lodged at the Purel prison. Their modus operandi: bring in girls from places across the country, take them in a car to a crowded area, exchange them for money for a fixed duration, and take them back home. The girls are paid not less than 10,000 rupees a day. Acting on a tip-off, police teams sent a decoy and nabbed the gang. The pimps were booked under sections of the Immoral Trafficking Prohibition Act. Mobile phones and cars were confiscated. On Saturday, 2 Manipuri girls and 2 Nepali girls who were employees of a massage parlor but were allegedly indulging in sex work were rescued and sent to a government home in Mylapore. The police said that 3,000 rupees to 5,000 rupees was charged for different types of services at this parlor. The police say that the crackdown will intensify in the coming days. In Chennai, Salim for NDTV Hindu.
In some more local news, scores of street vendors in Tambaram staged a protest today in front of the municipality. They are demanding the reinstatement of their shops or the provision of an alternative livelihood by the authorities.
நாங்கள் வந்து தாத்தா எங்கள் அம்மா எங்கள் அப்பா எல்லாருமே பரம்பரையாக வியாபாரம் பண்ணுறோம். எங்களுக்கு இப்போ இனிமேல் லைஃப் வந்து மார்க்கெட் தான். இனிமேல் எங்களை தூக்கிட்டா வந்து எங்களுக்கு எதுவுமே இல்லை. இங்கே வந்து அப்பப்போ ஒரே அராஜகம் பண்ணுறாங்க. நகராட்சியும் சரி போலீஸும் சரி ரொம்ப ஓவர் அராஜகம் பண்ணுறாங்க. இதுக்கு ஒரு கருத்து வரணும்.
Bhaskar's situation directly contradicts the National Urban Street Vendors Policy that was passed in the year 2006. The policy clearly states that state government should provide and promote a supportive environment to street vendors. Bhaskar is not alone. The Tambaram Municipal Corporation went on an evacuation drive on Saturday.
I'm standing right now at the Shanmuga Street, and it's these shops that you can see behind me that have been here for almost 40 years that were evacuated by the corporation day before yesterday.
The protesting street vendors, many of them evacuated, submitted a plea to the municipal commissioner demanding an alternative.
சண்முகா ரோட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய வியாபாரிகளுக்கு சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தில் வழக்கு இருக்கிறது. அவர்களை அப்புறப்படுத்த கூடாது. அவர்களுக்கு மாற்று இடம் கொடுக்காமல் அப்புறப்படுத்த கூடாது.
Authorities off the record say that the evacuation drive was to ease congestion, but there is no word yet on if and when there will be an alternate space for these vendors. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar, NDTV Hindu.
Now, coastal communities can soon expect a helping hand in safeguarding their interests. A first-of-its-kind initiative, 11 universities from several coastal states including West Bengal, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala will be a part of a consortium working towards safeguarding India's coastal areas. With this effort, they hope to support the livelihood of fishermen communities. They will also look at the threat of illegal building activities alongside the coast. The Union Ministry of Environment and Forests signed a memorandum of understanding today with the Anna University to build the National Center for Sustainable Coastal Management. It will coordinate the work to be done for the coastal communities.
Anna University ki முழுமையாக அந்த 166.72 crores கொடுத்து இப்போ நம்ம வந்து இது வந்து ஒரு அட்டானமஸ் சென்டராக நேஷனல் சென்டர் அது இந்தியா முழுவதும் ஃபஸ்ட்டு சென்டர் இது மாதிரி அதுக்கு MOU சைன் ஆகிருக்கு. அது இன்னையிலேருந்தே செயல்பட தொடங்குது. இதனால் வந்து நிறைய பயன் பார்த்திங்கன்னா நம்ம கோஸ்டல் சைடு அதாவது கடற்கரையை ஒட்டி உள்ள இடங்களில் உள்ளவங்களுக்கு மிகுந்த பயன் கிடைக்கும். அந்த பயனுக்காக இவ்வளோ அமௌண்ட்டு அந்த சாங்ஷன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க.
From billing to the number of connections, it's a booming industry in India, second only to China in the world standings. The telecom business is flying high, but for one annoying snag: the consumer grievance settlement system, which is widely seen as being highly inefficient.
Almost every Indian adult owns a mobile phone, and service providers in this large market are locked in an active race, offering attractive pricing and an expanding range of high-tech services to retain subscribers and attract new ones. But how active are these service providers when it comes to settling the grievances of a subscriber?
1.5 years, the call which we made to our colleagues in the company, they were billed. They were supposed to be free calls because it's in a CUG connection, but Airtel was billing us for it, and we realized it's only after a year, maybe around 18 months. And after a couple of months, they rectified the problem, but we never reimbursed the money which we lost for the last 18 months.
The subscriber is helpless. Consumer courts stopped accepting such disputes after the Supreme Court in 2009 said a dispute between a subscriber and a service provider should be settled outside the court with a mediation by a lawyer.
We have said to include, to amend the act and say to include special law also, so that the telecom issues will also be covered under the Consumer Protection Act.
It appears that amendment of the Consumer Protection Act is the only way out for the subscriber, and this will also hold the telecom service providers accountable. In Chennai, Bertila, NDTV Hindu.
She's not the girl next door anymore and will give the criminals a run for their money. What are we talking about? Stay tuned to find out.